Oh, you into fitness? Wrong place, right guy. I'm Skullay, and this is the SoFly Zone. Everything you see here has been shot, edited, and uploaded from my phone so you can see what it's like day by day for an aspiring fitness model. So, let's go. What up, guys? Monday afternoon. Heading home from work. Good day at work. I got my peak week protocol from TSG, so I'm pretty excited. I had planned out my macros for the day with, just using the days that we had been doing before, 275 carbs, but going back to the 325, starting to carb up. Tomorrow I actually have a refeed type day where I'm doing 400 grams of carbs, and then I have one even later on this week where I'm doing 500. So hopefully this all works out. I'm going to be updating them every day so you can kind of have a look at what we're working with. So competition is on Friday. I'm going to talk to him about training and stuff like that. He said kind of just take it easy in the gym. Don't go anywhere near failure. Come down on the weights. And so I'm just going to treat it like a deload really. And, just run through the exercises. Get a workout in, but like he said, nowhere near failure, just kind of going through the motions and pushing myself, but not killing myself, definitely. So, about to get that in. And so since I planned for 275, I got 325, and I didn't hit I thought this might happen, so I gave myself a few extra grams of fat, so probably just gonna end up having like a Skinny Cow ice cream sandwich with what I had planned for dinner and maybe some like fat-free Pringles, and that should get me to the 50. He also wants me to do some cardio on the exercise bike tonight, so I'll do that, like a 5-minute warm-up, and then it's 30-second intervals with 3-minute active rest in between. So try that out, see how it goes. I could probably do that at the little fitness room in my apartment, but I might just go ahead and knock it out while I'm at the gym, get it out of the way. But feeling good, making sure I keep my water intake high. Not high, but normal. Like during the week, it's easy for me to get at least like 1.5 gallons, no problem. But on the weekends, I drink just whenever I'm thirsty. So I might get 1 gallon in on the weekends, but these next few days, he wanted me to do 1.5 gallons today, do 2 gallons tomorrow. So just make sure I'm hitting everything. And I'm gonna have an actual plan for my macros on the day of the competition, timing wise. And that's something, he's pretty much got it timed the way I had it before. Like I'd have a meal, but those, I didn't really track those meals. I just okay, let's go to IHOP or whatever. But I got kind of macro targets to hit for each of the meals and the spacing of the timing. So I try to run through it this way. Don't leave anything to chance if I can. And I started getting a little excited. It took a little while. All last week I wasn't very excited at all. I was thinking about it. It was on my mind, but now I'm starting to feel it. So we're gonna see what happens, guys. So I'll check in with y'all in a bit. Alright guys, back home from the gym, did my cardio. The cycle, it was different, but I'm feeling pretty good. Kind of drained my pump a little bit. I had a real good pump after the workout, but riding on the bike, it was like 40 minutes, 42 minutes altogether, doing the 30-second intervals and then 3-minute rest in between. And it wasn't really a rest, like I tried to keep it so that I was going at least 60 RPM during the rest part of it. But abs are looking pretty good. My lats are still showing, but like the chest pump kind of drained. But whatever. I still gotta go. I forgot that I gotta cook the ground beef, so I need to do that, and I need to pick up some vegetables. I don't need to eat vegetables tonight, but I need to pick up some for tomorrow and the next day. So I'm gonna go take my shower and then get that in, and I will check on y'all a little bit later on. Alright guys, so it's getting pretty late. I took my shower, and by the time I got done with all that, it was, late, and I still need to cook this ground beef. So I just ended up making a protein shake real quick, and then I had my ice cream sandwich and a peanut butter cup to get the rest of my fat, and whatever. That's that. Kind of feels good now that I started taking my waist measurement. Like, I don't stress about drinking too much at the end of the night. If I get thirsty, I get thirsty, and it's no big deal. But yeah, somebody in the comments was talking about, like, be careful when they were referring to, like, I'm thinking they were referring to, like, I go into these abandoned buildings, and there could be homeless people, meth heads, and people say all kinds of stuff. And in a way, I mean, I guess they're right. I don't know if y'all seen this movie. 160. It's this movie where this guy goes off, on a hike or whatever, and he's like just like a adventurer type, and he ends up falling in this little hole or whatever, and this rock gets stuck on his arm, and he's stuck in there for like a few days, and he ends up having to cut his own arm off. It's really intense. Like, a lot of people like scary movies. That's the kind of stuff, like, that's something that could really happen. He didn't tell anybody where he was going or what he was doing, so, like, he just had assumed that he was going to die, And in a way, going into these, like, abandoned buildings, I don't really tell anybody about where I'm at or where I'm going. Like, these locations, like, ask any photographer who does, like, stuff like this. Those are, like, sacred to them. Like, people who get all, like, worked up about recipes, like, something will taste real good, and you'll be at somebody's house and you'll say, hey, well, how'd you make that? What's the recipe for this? And they look at you like you just spit on their mom or something like that. Like, don't ask me about that particular thing, Same thing with photographers and locations. Like, people will, oh, I want to go. It's hard work to go out and find those spots, and, so I'm not willing to just go, oh, yeah, you can go over to this spot, because people, just like people, they look at OU in the fitness and they're like, oh man, what kind of camera are you using? And they don't think that there's anything more to it. They don't think, they just think, oh yeah, if I had a big fancy camera, I would get it to look just like that. But really, there's more that goes on to, not to say that I'm the best. My brother would probably do a really good job if he, anybody with an eye for photography can do something similar if they had that equipment. But even if I didn't have a big fancy DSLR like the one I have, like the D600, I can still get the same thing done with like one of the lower end cameras. Okay, I don't know why I'm going to explain all this, but the capabilities of the D600 lend their strength to photography for low light. Like, you're in a dim place, the sensor on the D600 is going to help you shoot nice clear pictures without, you can use high ISO, and there's not going to be a lot of noise and graininess in your pictures, right? But for video, you're almost trying to get rid of the light. It's really, really sensitive to light, and you have to shoot at a certain frame rate or shutter speed, and so yeah, usually light is not what you're worried about when you're shooting video. So anyway, to say all that, the location is a big part of the overall look, and finding these places you almost get like a little rush out of going into these places alone, and it's just, and I'm in there, and I don't know, it's just every weekend I feel like anything could happen, but at the same time, like, the people who I do come across, it's not like I'm probably more of a threat to them than they are to me. When they see me, they probably think, oh shit, I done fucked up, Whereas when I see them, I'm like, oh, well, I can't record here because you're homeless, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna get stuff done. I really don't feel like doing this. Usually I'm doing the burgers is not. Usually I like doing the burgers because I weigh them out beforehand, and so I just, in the morning I just grab 2 of them and go. I got 2 4-ounce patties, I grab it and go. And like with stuff like the pork chops, I have to like weigh out a certain number of grams, and I always forget, what was the trend. Like, sometimes I'll put it in the notes for when I do the weighing it raw and weighing it cooked and all that stuff. but a lot of times I'll forget, and then I'll have to recalculate. It's just aggravating. But the burgers, they usually like, you do all the work beforehand, get it out the way, but I just don't feel like doing it today. And then tomorrow, they got me scheduled for a high carb day, and I need to get my hair retwisted. So it's not like I can go get sushi after work, because I'm not off from the gym. I'm going to go get a quick workout in, and then I'm going to get my hair retwisted. So I guess I need to eat more during lunch, and maybe I'll eat another sweet potato, and I guess got to find some high carb sources. I usually rely on that sushi, and now I have another even higher carb day, but we're going to check in day to day to see how they feel. Maybe they'll change their mind. My coach is Jason, and we'll see how he feels about it. He likes what he sees so far. I like what I'm seeing so far. My presentation is much better than what it was at Alabama, which was much better than anything I had done before. So, I'm gonna give my best shot. Once again, I'm not the type to be like, I'm already a winner because, this has already been a successful season. I'm in the best shape of my life. That's great. Whether I compete or not, I'm still in the best shape of my life. But I'm going on the stage to win. I want the pro card. You know what I mean? So if I don't get it, I will be disappointed. But as a consolation, it is nice to know that I come this far. My waist is the smallest it's been since '96, and my lats are actually showing. Like I feel like I got like an actual V taper now. So. And I was even thinking about wearing my hair down during the show, but it's going to hide the traps. And the guy that I'm going with, he's got a pretty nice trap, but I think I could hang with him. That's the one body part I think I might be able to hang with him a little bit. So I'm relying on the presentation and just the conditioning, and we'll see what happens. So I'm checking with y'all tomorrow. Sorry for the long rant once again, but yeah, see y'all then.